Now, another thing that came up recently, and it always seems to happen like this, I get one request and it rolls into another request. Well, this one was, what can I do to take one of these solos and to put it into, basically make it an embedded device, put it into an existing device so that you could have the joystick control in maybe a custom keyboard that's been built or something like that. So the first thing we have to worry about, of course, is size. And this is an earlier generation of the Solo. And you can see this is when it just had the USB, and it's a little bit bigger. And then you have the current generation of the Solo, which is lower profile and generally a little bit smaller, a little bit snazzier looking. And then the newest one, this one that I was working on for the Keytar user, which is even smaller and tinier. So from an embedded standpoint, I recommended to the user that we try with one of these new ones because it is so small, and he could mount this underneath his control panel, have a little hole cut out, and then you could extend the joystick as necessary. But, from a mounting standpoint, it really wasn't as slick as I would like it. Well, I went back to a design that I do for my gaming folks where I put one of these joysticks into an arcade style button, which is about 28 millimeters in diameter. And it's designed to mount in a control panel. Well, okay, that sounds just like what this user is looking for. Before I show you that, though, one quick aside: you can't just take this joystick out of this device because the joystick is mounted to the bottom of the enclosure. So it's not as easy as just popping this out, and you have no good mounting points. So, which is why I said, well, glue or double-faced tape or epoxy here, boom, underside. Okay, so let's go to the new thing. So I was playing around with that a little bit, and I have come out with this new device which I'm working on, which is the same sort of joystick, except it's designed to be mounted from underneath. So underneath, you have the control panel of your keyboard or your synth or whatever. You drill the hole, and this gets mounted from below. It's a similar form factor to what I use for the arcade sticks, except the arcade sticks come in from the top by their nature. This one comes in through its bottom. Now, you could use glue to hold it in place, and I've also put 3 millimeter holes here so that you could use bolts if you want to use screws and nuts and whatnot. So whatever works. The way that this is going to work, like the gaming one, it's going to have the wires coming out of here. And then I'll have this already made, will go into a little control box, something like this, maybe about half the size of the Solo. Now, the control box will have the microcontroller and the serial MIDI out. It won't have the joystick, obviously, because the joystick is here. So this will get wired into here in a smaller case. So this, I have about 8 inches here, so that should give you room within your device to place this. And again, I'll try to make it as small, low profile as I possibly can. But it'll be 2 parts. It'll be the brains of it, which always requires power. So remember that it always requires power, and you power it through USB-C. I'm also looking at other ways to get power in, but USB-C is the safest way to do this. And then this part will get mounted on your control panel, and you'll have a joystick to work with. And like my other sticks, it can't use a standard stick like this just the way it is. But it can use some of these stick designs, the topper designs that I've done for other stuff, like this flat pad or this one. Or if you have a knob or whatever that you already have, we could do an adapter between this, because these joysticks are standard. They're 4 millimeters in one direction, 3 millimeters in the other, and 5 millimeters tall. 3, 4, 5, easy to remember. So we could do an adapter between that and, let's say, if you had a big chunky dial or something like that you want to use. So I'm really excited about this one. This is going to give folks an option to kind of build their own sort of console if they so choose, which of course got me thinking, oh, I wonder if I could do a similar thing with the wheel. If I could come up with a pitch bend mechanism that would mount from the underside. So that has my brain cells going on that. I don't have anything done with that yet, but that is definitely on my radar because the pitch bend is a very popular device. People like the wheel. It's a very traditional sort of thing. So hopefully coming soon, but much sooner and much more available is going to be this new DIY solution. So look forward to that.